皆さんこんにちは、イントロです。ということで本日のサムライポッドキャストは新井誠司さんに来ていただきました。Welcome to the channel.
Thank you.
Thank you. Just give me a little bit of introduction of yourself.
Hey, I am Regin and I live in Denmark, and right now I am on a bit of a vacation and travel to Japan. I'm a competitive powerlifter, and I just came off the Junior World Championships in Costa Rica, and now I am finally starting my off-season here.
Oh, nice. How is Japan?
Japan is great. Japan is great. I love Japan. I've always had such a special bond to the country. Because of my grandma. She's Japanese.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your grandma is like Japanese?
Yeah, she's fully Japanese. She was born and raised in Utsunomiya.
Utsunomiya.
And, yeah. And then she came to Tokyo when she was, I think she was about 13 to study. And then she chose to come to Denmark and study, nice. Like Denmark of all places. And then she met my grandfather, and they had children, and that's how I came.
Okay. Yeah. So what do you like about Japan?
Well, first of all, you cannot. Japan has the greatest food in the world. Japan has all the best food in the world, and the quality of no matter where you go in Japan, like the food is just the best. But I've already gained 6 kilos over here.
Oh,
so
shit.
Yeah, the book is bulking, right? The book is bulking. But other than that, I'm a really big anime guy, right? And this is like the main capital of the world of anime.
True.
Like you go everywhere and there's anime. There's subsections of Tokyo where it's just anime, and I love that. I think that anime, just in general, a lot of them has a lot of valuable lessons to teach you that you can really correlate to your training. So like the willingness of never giving up, like the evolution of a character, like the way that you can see a character always fail, but keep going and then succeeding in something that he really wants. So it's the aspect of never. That's why I really like shonen, right? Because it's the aspect of never giving up on your dream, no matter how tough it gets. Yep. And I think that's really beautiful. There is also many other different things you can take from it. No matter but it depends on what you watch. But I'm very much a shonen guy, and then I also read and watch a lot of seinen. But that's a bit more gruesome, a little bit more dark, right?
Yes. Yeah, like lots of the quotes you can learn from the anime.
Yes.
Well, what's the best quote you like in anime, like from the anime you watch?
I would say an honorable mention goes to Erwin's speech in Attack on Titan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when he's like, Tatakai!
Nice one, man.
Shinzo Sasageyo! Like, always, like when they're riding into Oblivion, where the Beast Titan is throwing a bunch of rocks at them, and they're just getting destroyed.
Like cheer the guys up.
But the first time I squatted 300 kilos, I had that on. I had the speech on. Yeah, that was great. I just remember the amount of hype I felt inside myself. Like, yeah, we're going to war now.
I always listen to the Attack on Titan music when I do the deadlifts. So.
No, the soundtrack is so good. Like my favorite anime soundtracks would probably be like Attack on Titan. Then do you know Fairy Tail?
Fairy Tail. Okay, I don't watch, but
I don't necessarily think it's the best anime, but it has some really good battle themes. Like the battle theme is like a bit medieval. It just hits different. Yeah, hits really good.
What is your best go-to music?
It depends on what mood I am. I'm a very diverse guy. I can listen to a lot of stuff. I have a playlist for pure anime stuff. Have a hip hop playlist. I have like an old school playlist with like 80 songs and stuff. Also listen to a lot of city pop, Japanese city pop.
Oh, city pop in comp?
Yeah, well, yeah, I actually did that.
It makes you a little bit chill though.
Yeah, it makes me calm. I like it because when you're standing there, you're about to go in on the podium, all the nerves hit you. I'm a pretty emotional guy, so I
can tell.
Yeah, well, it easily gets to my head, right? So sometimes I need something to dose that down, so I can keep under control. Because if I get too nervous, I start getting like really, really shaky, and you don't want that when you go in on the platform. You want to keep your composure as good as possible. So it really depends on what mood I'm in, and then I listen to a lot of rock and roll and metal. Yeah.
So speaking about the competition, I think what mindset do you bring to the competition?
I'm still learning as a lifter. I'm still trying to get better every single day, and try to attack each competition with a respectable amount of intent. Like, for example, when I go to the Open World Championship, when I went to the Open World Championships, I was very well aware that I was not going to be able to win no matter what performance I put up. So my initial goal was to have the best time possible that I could. So make some good relations, really try to stand out on the competition scene, and just really absorb everything from my competitors, and in that way get better. So that was the main goal of that competition. But for both Junior World Championships, I've been hyper focused on winning, of course, because of course I want to win the competition where I'm nominated first. That makes sense, and it like, pressure is privilege. I really thrive in that pressure. But I've always said to myself that like, I try to demand greatness of myself, but not try to. I don't try to make it complicate too much with my life, because I also have a life I want to live. So it's very much a balance of those two things, and it depends on what competition I go into. Like, some competitions comes with higher stakes, and that means I'll log in infinitely more than other competitions. But at the end of the day, my main goal is always just to do the best I can on the competition day and to deliver the best possible package. Of course, you want to hit PR on PR every time, but we all know that's not possible. Like, when you're in the game long enough, you're gonna go into a bunch of injuries, you're gonna go into, a lot of things can happen in your life that can conflict with the training, and you want to have as many factors under your control as possible, but you cannot have everything under control no matter what. So just try to focus on the things that I can control, and always attack my training and when I go into a prep with the intention of wanting to do my best.
Because some of the lifters in Japan, I think like in Denmark or whatever, people don't want to compete unless if they can't like stand on the podium, for example. Like, if they can't show up maybe third place, or if he's gonna be like below the third place, then they're like, I don't want to compete.
No.
What do you think about like those kind of mindset? People just don't want to fight because they're not gonna be on the podium.
I can kind of relate to that mindset in some sort of way, because that was also my own criteria for when I started competing. I was like, I want to win. Like, I want to go in and I want to win my first competition. But I've grown as a lifter and as a human, and there's so much more to it. Like, competing is not only valuable in a sense of winning, it's also valuable in a sense of getting yourself out there, like learning everything, getting to know new people and getting new opportunities. So I definitely think if you have a flair for powerlifting, don't hesitate to compete, because there's only one way from here, and that's up. Like, you can only get better. It doesn't matter where you start, it matters where you're going, right? Yeah. So I think that is very, very important, that you always, it's, for me, it's the self versus self mindset, right?
Yeah.
I always compare myself to past or future versions of myself, and who I want to become. And I think people should also start to do that in sports, because you cannot, as we talked about before, you cannot control what your competitors do. You cannot control their life or the factors they have playing for them, but you can control most of the things in your life and what you do with your training.
Yeah.
That is why it is important that you always measure self versus self instead of what number I am, because it's going to be so hollow. If you only chase getting on that first place, it's going to be really, really hollow. Like the victory is not going to be sweet. Like I of course I want to win, but I want to win for my family. I want to win for my friends.
Yeah.
Like that's why I go into the competitions. I really want to make my family proud when I step in on that podium and represent my nations really well. Yeah.
What also, I think I haven't heard of like why you started powerlifting, because I think like you just mentioned you kind of new to the powerlifting, right? What made you to do the powerlifting?
When I was 13, my mom got me into CrossFit, and my whole family still does CrossFit. My little brother Matteo, he's a really good CrossFit competitor as well. He went to the CrossFit Games like for the youth category in 2024. But that's what also started me. My mom wanted to get me to CrossFit, and I did it. And I became tired of the cardio. I just went. I just went in, and then I started doing a bit more commercial gym. You know, the average gym goer did like freaking push-pull legs or bro split or something. Yeah. But that's when it flipped. Like when I started doing things on my own, because I'm like, okay, I have my future in my own hands. What do I want to do with it? And I always knew like being an athlete, being really, really talented and good at something has always been really attractive to me. So I was like, okay, I want to become a fucking unit. I want to be the best and strongest version of myself that I possibly could. So I just said that I want to work as hard as possible. It does not matter what the science says necessarily, but I want to go home and I want to be fucking. I want to feel that I'm almost not living because I work so hard, right? And that's when it really escalated, and I became strong, and I became like really good at what I'm doing. But back then I did like a combination of bodybuilding, strongman training, and powerlifting.
Wow.
So I always implemented the three big compound lifts because I liked them, but I did not really take them that seriously. And then I went, one of my friends signed me up for a strongman competition, and I went there, and it was at a powerlifting club. And the girl, or the woman who was in head of that powerlifting club said to me, like, "You would be really good at powerlifting." I was like, I don't know. I don't know about this powerlifting stuff. I want to be big. Like I want to be, and like the norm back then was like, powerlifters are just big chubby bros squatting a lot of, like
that's the image that people have.
Exactly,
right?
Still trying to break that, right? I was like, no, powerlifting is what I want powerlifting to be for me. Like it can be different for everybody. Then I went back to the gym and I just trained a little bit, but having more focus on the compound lifts. And then lockdown hit. And the only thing I really had to do with was a barbell. And we had like 250 kilos of weight plates. And then we had like one set of dumbbells. So we built a rack out of like I don't know what they call it in English, but it's like these big wood things that where normally when you get something delivered, like there is like a sheet of wood under it, and then there is like a fucking refrigerator or something on top.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah, exactly. We built a rack out of them and used that. So we had like one wood stick for bench press and another one for back squat.
Okay.
There was like then we had like then we could have our barbell in that, and I started squatting religiously, I started benching religiously, and I started deadlifting religiously. And the other movements I could do was like I could do like pendlay rows, and I could do some overhead press and like that. So it just became that just built such a strong base of compound. Like I was just compound man at that time. I just did everything I could with a barbell, and that was really great.
Yeah. In Japan, like people, most of the people pretty much focus on the like accessories, like compared to the other countries, I think, because they pretty much focus on doing like bodybuilding things. What do you think about the SBD movement for not only for the powerlifters, but of course also the people who go into the gym? Do you think it's a good movement, or you just?
Well, yeah. To me, it's the best. Okay. I love it, but everything in training is individual. I think you should put passion and what you like first.
Oh, okay, nice.
And if you're not the biggest compound guy, fair. Like I don't mind. You can do whatever you want, but if you are in a position where you're like, oh, I love bench pressing, but bench pressing is not the most optimal chest exercise. Shut the fuck up, dude. Do some bench press. Like do what makes you happy. Like really, you should just do some bench press. Like bench press is a really, really solid movement, and when you combine it with other accessory movements like an incline dumbbell chest, incline dumbbell chest press, and like some chest flyers, the pump you're gonna have is gonna be sick. It's all a matter of preference and what gets you going in the gym. I definitely think that you should just let the passion lead the way in some sort of way, but be willing to do the hard stuff. Yeah.
Oh, I think it's a nice quote, like that the audience can get. Because if you don't like the movement, that you think like, oh, I have to.
Yeah.
Like going.
You don't have to anything.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. You don't have to anything. Like, of course, if you want to be a powerlifter, you gotta do squat, bench, and deadlift.
Yeah.
But if you're just a normal gym goer that wants to get big, get strong, you can do whatever you like. You don't necessarily have to do the back squat. You can do another squat movement. You can do hack squat, leg press, or heck, even some people only do leg extensions and get big legs. Like, there's definitely an aspect to that, like what is the best way of doing it. I've always thought that you should always implement some kind of squat movement, either it's a heavy split squat or a heavy back squat or something, and then try to accessorize your way to it, like with hamstring curls, leg extensions, some glute movements, something like that. But yeah, you should, if I don't know, if you don't want to do back squat, you can find a million other solutions to that. I do very many accessory movements. I would say more than the normal powerlifter. I have like dedicated accessory days where I just go up and I just train bodybuilding, because I still like the feeling of the pump. Still like the feeling of like my chest inflamed and stuff. I don't think a lot of powerlifters are pushing their accessories enough.
True.
But maybe I'm on the other side of the spectrum. I'm maybe sometimes pushing my accessories a bit too hard because I'm doing so many. Yeah, it's balance between the two, right? I don't. You could get really, really good at squat, bench, and deadlift by just squat, bench, and deadlifting, but again, it depends on what your preference is.
Yeah.
If I would do squat, bench, and deadlift religiously every single day, I think I would grow tired of it really quickly. Yeah.
Yeah, true. In Japan, like people in powerlifting, pretty much focus on the conditioning, like, you know, mobility work or something like that.
I noticed that. I noticed
I think
that.
you know this.
Yeah,
but while you're in Japan.
Yeah, because I talked to the boys in Yokohama, and all of them had like a stretch routine before they went in. It was like a 40-minute stretch routine.
Even like an hour. You know?
Yeah, and then they just talked to me. They were just like, "You're not gonna do any stretching?" I'm like, "No, I'm just gonna go in and warm up my chest on the bench press, slowly increase the weight, and then I'm ready." Yeah. So stretching can be a valuable tool.
Yeah.
I think not something I have utilized yet, but I'm not gonna just sit and shit on it because I don't do it. But I think there is like, some people might stretch a bit too much, like going in there 40 minutes of stretching, like, aren't you tired already? Like, aren't your muscles just already? It depends on how you, when you go into the gym, how do you feel? Like, do you have any aches and pains? I would definitely warm that area up extra before I go in. But if I just go in, like, on my day-to-day basis form, I'm ready. Like, the only one I try to do a little bit of warming up to is the back squat, because if I'm not warmed up probably for the back squat, it's gonna feel like shit.
Yeah, true.
And when the back squat feels like shit, it's not fun. Like,
it's not
yeah,
fun.
No, it's really not fun when you walk out with like plus 270 on your back and just like, oh, this is so heavy. That's just the worst feeling. Yeah.
Well, so like you don't do the conditioning, right?
Not really.
Much.
Not
So
really.
in Japan, people don't push the accessories work and pretty much focus on the conditioning, right? So do you think like accessories pushing hard?
Pushing
Is it really important?
your accessories, but also when I push my accessories hard, my ligaments and my joints get used to getting strong in other positions than just what the compound movements give me. So it gives me more resilience to let's say fuck up a squat or something, or fuck up a bench press. It gives me more resilience in just in speaking of whole body terms, instead of just being strong in certain positions. Yeah, and that's what I came into powerlifting with. I want to be as strong as possible on SBD, of course, but I just want to be strong. I just want to be a unit. I want to have a good overhead press. I always want to be capable of doing like ridiculous strength feats. Yeah. But that's why it's pretty good, like having a background in CrossFit and doing a few strongman competitions. Like, I know my base level of strength is really, really good. And you can also see that on my lifting technique, like how I lift. Much of it is just, that's pure power.
Pure power.
There is not much tweaking in my bench technique. Like, my deadlift is just grip and rip, and my back squat is a little bit more technical, but still just a power back squat, right? Yeah.
So, like, how hard do you push for the accessories? Like, 0 reps in reserve, 1 reps in reserve.
Well, if we're
talking structure,
when we're talking arms,
okay,
I can do everything RP 10. I would not do like a ridiculous amount of tricep the day before I bench, but that would just be a little bit stupid. But when it's like a little bit bigger muscles, like chest, back, everything in the legs,
course,
I would go like RP 8, RP 9, like around there. Yeah.
How many sets do you do?
I don't have a set count right now.
Oh, you don't have set count?
No, I don't have a set count. I've had a program for the longest, but I'm always doing like extra on the program. So like doing a bit of extra chest, doing a bit of extra arms, doing a bit of Well, the only thing I'm not accustomed to is doing extra legs because like back squat and deadlift is so taxating.
Yeah.
But upper body I can just spam. Yeah.
So speaking about the conditioning stuff, exercise work, like we have been speaking about the so-called Japanese powerlifting, right? So what do you think about the Japanese powerlifters? Like, in your opinion?
Everybody I've met has been so sweet to me, like and really given me a warm welcome into the powerlifting community there is here in Japan, and in general, like you guys know, like every Japanese has like, Japanese people are known to be very polite, very friendly, like it's against everyone, and that is also especially true in the powerlifting community. Like everybody's just so sweet to me, and I love being here, and I want more of this. Like I want more of getting involved with the Japanese powerlifting scene, and I want to come back here a couple of times, or maybe a million.
So from your opinion, like from your point of view, Japanese lifters, like, do you find any weakness and strength of the Japanese lifters? For example, like Japanese people, do well in the bench press, but squat, deadlift, well.
I also think a thing they do really well in is teamwork.
Yeah.
The best national team at international competitions is always the Japanese. They just stick to each other. Like they always go to the front of the podium, and everybody's like, "Fighto, let's go!" Like that. Everybody, and it's just it doesn't matter if it's a first attempt, a second attempt, a third attempt. They always show up for each other, and I think that's really, really beautiful. Like the team spirit and the teamwork they have with each other is something some nations could learn from. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So like, do you think like powerlifting, like you're the only person you're gonna be standing in the the platform, right? But I think for me, powerlifting is kind of team sport, as you said. What do you think about it?
At first, I thought it as a very individual sport. I came from a background of team sports, like soccer, and I did not thrive that well in that. But what I like about powerlifting is no matter what, the results are always resting on my shoulders. So it's about how much work do I put in it. That's the amount I'll get back. But as I've grown older and learned more, and it has become a team sport for me as well, because I could not have done this without my friends at home. I could not have done this without my family. There's a lot of things holding me accountable and keeping me to the standard I am. So it is a team sport for me. I could not do it without the people around me. In that sense, but still, all the most of the results I have is from all the time I spend alone in the gym, and I like going to the gym alone. Like I thrive in that. I like putting on a pair of headphones, just going deep into the music, and just working out. I love that. I love the feeling of that. That's one of the only things I miss here in Japan, is like my ability to lock in at home and just go train every day and just be like,
Oh, you don't train in Japan?
I train in Japan, but
you went to the TXP, right?
Yeah, I train once every other day. Just do a little bit of compounds, and that's about it. So just making sure I'm not fucked when I get home. Yeah.
How do you split the training? Like bro split, like leg day, I don't know, PPL, like push pull leg.
It's very much upper lower split. So I have days where right now I have 6 set sessions a week, but I tend to do 8 or 9. So, and that's where I add on my extra accessories or extra bench press. So I have like, it's upper lower, where all the upper days have focus on bench press, and the lower day switches between back squat and deadlift. But the one that I think that needs most work right now is my back squat. Like, just keep doing what I'm doing right now. So I have 2 days dedicated to back squat first, and then 1 day for deadlifts.
Okay, so you deadlift only like once in a week?
Well, it switches between once and twice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But then one is primary day and one is secondary.
Yeah.
I haven't looked at the program. I just got my program from my coach, Joey. But I have to look at that before I get home. Yeah. Nice. I saw some high bar Timbo back squat and I was like, yeah, I'm close to shit. I was like, no, yeah.
You don't do much of the variations?
No, I don't do a lot of variations on. I used to do a lot of variations like pause, deficit, everything. But now I'm very much just doing the movement. Like the one I do the most variations on is the bench.
Okay.
Then I do like a lot of close grip work. Yeah. So like my normal grip is here, right? Close grip is in here.
Oh,
so very much triceps.
That's really close.
Yeah.
Do you think it's worth doing it?
Yeah, I definitely think it's worth doing it. Like, my point of view has always been like you should just your baseline of strength should have that as high as possible, and you get that by just getting strong. Like, because if you're just strong and don't rely as much on your technical and your setup and everything, I think you're gonna be better in the long run.
So we just spoke about the like Japanese thing and normal powerlifting things, right? And you know, to be honest, Japanese people like don't stand on the podium in the world championship. Right?
Danish people don't either.
I
Like,
mean, you are.
Yeah, but generally speaking, like how many Danish people have you seen on a podium?
So like, I think compared to the other countries, we still have like some potentials to achieve higher.
Yeah.
From point of view, like what Japanese lifters need to be, you know, like for example, standing on the podium or whatever, like getting the world record or whatever.
You have a couple of really strong guys. There is Ushi, like he plays second at World Games. Like Ushi is great. Then there's Yokoyama. Well, he holds the bench press world record. And what is there? Yuya is pretty competitive as well.
Yeah,
but I would say in his weight class, fucking Austin Perkins, right?
Yeah,
like, that's just stupid. Like,
stupid strength.
Yeah, stupid strength. Yuya almost makes like as many IPF points as me. I think. Yeah, I think we're pretty equal in the GL score. But you probably have some other guys I haven't mentioned. But well, I think both Denmark and Japan can get better on the international scene, but like what we're trying to do with this is popularize the sport, make it more attractive for people like trying to get in, so we get a bigger talent pool of boys and girls coming in on the powerlifting scene and really, you know, find those genetic phenoms, right?
Yeah.
Like those who really have the good shit. Find them, and like generally speaking, Japanese people are a little bit smaller, like and Scandinavian people are a bit taller and stuff. So I definitely think there will come a time where Japan will thrive in the smaller weight classes, let's say the 66 kilo weight class. Like you have some great guys there. I have a question. How competitive is the Japanese powerlifting scene? Right?
In the general?
Yeah.
I think like pretty much in 66 we have Ushi, right?
Yeah.
So like he's dominating. In 74, I think Yuya, like he hasn't competed in the like nationals for maybe 2 years, 3 years. Okay. So it's a little bit competitive, but still, you know.
My boy Yuya seemed confident. He was like,
he's just confident enough to.
We were out eating yakiniku, and he was like, "Yeah, I'ma bring the smoke." I was like, "Yeah."
And like so, as you mentioned, we kind of strong in the light class, like 66, 59, 74, well maybe. But as the weight class goes up, the number of the I mean, IPF point, of course, but of course also the weights they can lift is a little bit weak compared to the other countries. So we have some potentials to achieve higher number in like high classes, 93, 105.
Well, you have Japanese blood in 105, right?
Yeah. You can compete in the Japan national team, though.
Oh yeah, I would love that. I would love that. Well, I think powerlifting in general has a lot of room to grow. I don't think we've seen half the untapped potential there is. Powerlifting is getting more popularized, and I think that the powerlifting scene is just gonna keep expanding and keep getting bigger. I also see a lot of interest from it at home. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but is the Japanese powerlifting community growing, or is it very much? Yeah, okay. Well, that's really good then.
As we have lots of so-called influencers, like speaking about powerlifting, spreading out, trying to spread out the powerlifting, trying to get powerlifting popularized. So, yeah, we have lots of influencers like Aito, maybe Yuya as well.
Yes.
Ushi, of course. He has a YouTube channel like more than 100K. So.
Oh, that's really.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. Damn. Okay. Well, I'm the probably the biggest front runner of powerlifting in Denmark. But I just do what I want, right? I'm just me, right? Yeah. Like I'm trying to evolve the sport as best as I can, but that's just, this is my way of doing it, right?
Like looking at the worldwide powerlifting community, I think in open class you're gonna compete like Bob, maybe Ashton. What do you think about it?
There's some.
They're very strong,
Oh, there's some really strong guys in my weight class. Well, there's McNaughton. He's the world champion right now. Yeah. He eats a lot of goldfish. I know. It was very funny. We spoke backstage, and in between like his squat sets, he would just throw a bunch of goldfish in my mouth, and I was like, "Is that the secret?" And he was like, "Yeah." Well, I've never really liked goldfish. It's So we agreed upon that the more goldfish you eat, the stronger you get. So that must be the secret.
Well, what do you eat for the comp? Because you need some energy, carbohydrate to
drink a bunch of juice. Get a bunch of carbohydrates. Okay. I like donuts. Eat
donuts?
Eat some donuts. It's a matter of what can I get down without getting sick, because normally when I come off a gut cut, I don't have the biggest appetite, but I need energy.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to eat like high calorie, low density food. That's pretty much it. Oh, then of course I need some electrolytes and take my supplements as usual, like creatine, omega-3s. But that's about what I do.
So you do the gut cut?
Yeah, do the gut cut.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I need to.
You need to.
But it makes sense. Like, why have a bunch of waste in your body when you could just flush it out?
Yeah.
And I only do like gut cut the day before competition.
Day before.
Yeah, so it's not that
hard.
No, it's not that hard. It's just getting a bunch of excess stuff out.
How do you do the gut cut? Like you eat, fatty steak?
No steak. I try to. What I try to do is that I try to get my normal amount of macros.
Yeah, okay.
And then I try to make it from stuff that's either very, very high calorie and low density.
Okay.
So like nuts, for example, cashew nuts. I eat a bunch of those. Then for carbohydrates, I drink juice without pulp. Like there's no pulp in it. And for protein, I just have whey protein powder.
Oh.
Yeah. So try to get like 200 grams of protein through whey protein powder. It's gonna it's a
It's
bit
gonna kill your
disgusting.
stomach.
Yeah, it's a bit sickening, but that's what I try to do. Yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna need to refine myself and get better if I want to be competitive against those guys, because powerlifting scene keeps evolving, right?
Yeah.
Next step to the 105s is 1,000 kilo total, and yeah,
1,000 kilo total. Yeah, true.
Looking at it, it's just ridiculous, because like for the longest time the record was 940.
Yeah.
And right now we're looking at a bunch of 105 guys that could easily do 1,000.
Yeah.
Like Anthony McNorton could definitely do 1,000 at one point. If Bob decides to move down, I know he's bulking, but yeah, he's like on the limit of 105 to minus 120. He could definitely put up 1,000, right?
True.
Also, Keenan Lee is really good. And yeah, I have to get better if I want to compete with those guys, right? Yeah.
So your next goal is 1,000 kilo in total.
Yeah, I would say that's 1,000 kilo, at least in training. Yeah.
At least in training.
Yeah, at least getting my gym numbers up to 1,000 kilos in total. I think right now is around 960. My gym total. Yeah.
What's the split?
I did 340 back
340
squat.
Okay.
Yeah. Then I've done like 240 post bench press.
Okay.
And then I've done 380 deadlift.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. But that's just and like I'm fourth in the world, right?
Yeah.
That's what I put up. Like I have to get even better than this. Yeah.
So, like we're gonna talk about a different story, but in Denmark, in Japan, like as we discussed before this podcast, like we don't have any sponsorship from the government. We don't get any reward from the government. What is it about? In Denmark, what do you guys have any?
It's the same.
Same?
Yeah.
Like,
we don't get any. We get a little bit. Well, we get some from the federation, but that depends on how good you are as an athlete.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that depends. For example, Germany, I had the whole trip paid for.
Oh.
But I live in Denmark, right? So you can drive. We drove to Germany. Yeah. So, and Costa Rica, I paid. I paid like half of the trip, and maybe a bit more than half. But then SBD was very nice and paid the rest of the trip, so it got covered. But yeah, we don't really have that much financial support. It could definitely be better, like because right now, to most people, powerlifting is more of an expense than anything. Like you really have to love it, right? Yeah. Because if you're gonna use a bunch of money going to international competitions, I know international competitions are very cool, but depending where they are, it can be really expensive. Yeah, because you have to pay hotel accommodation, and then you have to pay for the flight tickets, right, and the food over there, and everything. So there's a lot of factors in play. And I also heard that it was a problem in Japan because there's no financial support really.
No, we don't have.
So all the people that technically qualify for Worlds, it's like almost half of them can't go because they don't have the income for it. Yeah.
So I went to Dubai for the Asian Junior Championship, like 2022. It was like, 300 something in USD. So it was kind of expensive for me. Back then, like I was university student, so I discussed about it with my father, and to get a financial support from them. So I think to make the powerlifting popularized, I think in every countries we need financial support from at least from some companies or companies or government or something. Sure.
definitely, because that gives more opportunity. Like I definitely agree with that. There should be like, you should be at a level of competitiveness before you can like get all the financial support in the world, because like then you're just gonna throw money down a hole. But there could definitely be way better facilities in both Japan and Denmark for getting lifters out there. And getting more, at least get some of it covered, right?
Like not fully covered,
just a little bit of it. That would be really nice.
So I just talk about like how you deadlift, like widen up your arms. And I do same thing. So like from my point of view, it's like calming down myself before I do the deadlift. But like, why did you like decide to do that routine before you do the deadlift?
So it's very like ritualistic. It's a ritual, right? And I cannot remember what made me do that specifically. Like I cannot like this. I cannot remember what made me do that specifically, but I just remember there was a point where it stuck. Because I think I started doing it because, as you say, it calms me down. And the only thing I focus on from the point I've done my sit-up is getting that bar up. I don't have any other thoughts than getting that bar up. And I think too many lifters spend too much time sitting up instead of just executing the lift to excellence. Because then they spend like 20 seconds on the ground trying to grip it right and everything. And they're just going to lose energy. They're going to lose the intention they came in with. Where when I do a quick setup, I make sure that every single time I go in there with maximal power output. So that is why it has stuck with me like that, and I kind of like the setup. I kind of like. It's also good for media actually when I do that. It's like both in the positive and the negative, because some people think it's cool, other people think it's hella weird. I don't care. It's engagement. Like I love the people that thinks it's cool. I really appreciate them. But it's just a part of what I do with my setup now.
It gives you like hyper focus.
Exactly,
really.
Gives me hyper focus. Nice. Like a lot of small twitches and turns you do every time you go into a lift, and like people maybe don't think as much about it, but the more you're accustomed to going in there the same way, the more your success rate increases.
I think you mentioned about your goals in coming future. So when are you going to compete next? When is your next competition?
I think it hasn't 100% decided yet, but I think it's going to be Euros. Yeah, the European Championships. And maybe I think I have to do Open Nationals.
Open Nationals.
Yeah, first Open Nationals, and then I have to do. Then I'll probably do Worlds again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, where is it gonna be? The World.
It's gonna be in Dubai.
Oh, Dubai.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna be in Dubai.
Nice.
How was it there when you were there?
So the backyard was kind of small, so everybody is kind of packed.
Oh.
Yeah, like 100 people in the backyard, like doing the warm up. Singapore team, like India or whatever. So, and I got sick right after the comp. Like I think competing until 1 a.m. I did lift like 2 a.m. So it was ridiculous. But it was fun. Because it was like first international comp for me, so. But I think Dubai must be fun. If you have some money to spend.
Yeah. Money runs Dubai, right?
If you're going to Dubai.
Go out. Exactly. Go out riding on camels, eating expensive food. Yeah. But one thing I actually really like about powerlifting well, just being a competitive athlete is how
Yeah.
many beautiful countries you're going to be
True.
able to see.
Yeah.
Like, I don't. If the World Championships hadn't been in Costa Rica, I don't think I would have been to Costa Rica
I
ever.
wouldn't either.
Costa Rica was one of the most beautiful countries I've ever been to. Like, that was really, really, really a good vacation I had afterwards. Like, most amazing beaches, like most amazing nature. That was so cool. Yeah. So like, when it's Germany, right? Germany is pretty similar to Denmark in some sort of ways. Like the infrastructure and how everything is built. It was not so exciting. But yeah, like I want to go abroad. I want to like see different parts of the world. Yeah.
You can go to the countries that you wouldn't go.
Also Malta. Malta
wouldn't go, right?
Well, no, I think Malta was great. I think Malta was great. But that was maybe for other reasons. Like Malta is pretty good in itself, but the venue at Malta, that was amazing. Like the way they set up everything and so on, that was really, really, really good. Yeah. What is? Have you been to any exotic, like Dubai? You said.
Yeah, I think Dubai was the most exciting for me. And like the countries that I went to for the powerlifting championships. So like other than that, I went to Malaysia.
Malaysia?
But I used to live in Malaysia, so
Yeah,
it's like second home country.
Yes,
like,
yes.
I feel home. Yeah.
What did you study in Malaysia?
Business, like accounting, and finance, business. That's kind of like just normal.
Okay.
business.
Do they speak? What do they speak? Malaysia?
Malay,
Malay?
Indonesia, Chinese, English.
Like Chinese Mandarin?
Yeah, Mandarin.
Yeah.
Like I think they speak like 5 languages. 4. I think.
It'd be really cool coming back here, just being able to keep up a conversation with you in Japanese instead of you having to speak English, right?
Yeah. I think you better stay in Japan for 1 year and compete in nationals, and you're gonna be representative of Japan. Right?
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool. Yeah, I think the Danish national team is gonna hate me then. I have never. I don't know if you can have like dual. We don't really have any contracts with the federation on the national team, and I don't know, the Danish national team head coach just stopped. Like I don't know what's going to happen at home. Like,
So I think like if you compete in nationals in Japan and qualify, then like, totally fine. For Japan's side.
Yeah, I talked to my grandma about it for fun.
She's gonna be happy.
Back in the day, yeah, she's gonna love it. But I talked to her, and I think she talked to some people that said it would be a little bit problematic because the federation really values that you actually have a Japanese passport, and of course that makes sense. Like, but I don't know what the progress would be for me to actually get a Japanese passport again, because I the first 13 years of my life I was actually a Japanese citizen.
Oh,
really? Yeah, I was. I had a Japanese passport. My mom is still a Japanese citizen, even though she has lived in Denmark all her life.
Right.
Yeah. I have the roots. I have. It's like the build-up is right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're gonna, we're getting close to the end of the podcast. So, do you have any message to the powerlifters, like, or who wants to do the powerlifting, whatever? Take your time.
Yeah. If I have any message, spread my.
Ganbatte, it's fine.
Yeah. Spread my words of wisdom. I don't know. I would probably want to let you know that if you're out there doing powerlifting and having fun with it, I'm proud of you. Like, you're doing great. No matter what happens and gets thrown at you, don't give up. Just chase that dream.
Yeah.
We only have this one life, right? Only this one life. So you better get something out of it. And if you love powerlifting, chase it. You can get opportunity in that. And even though times and maybe economically and everything may seem hard, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Like, I'm here now, basically living off of my passion, and I had like 8 years where I had nothing. so it's great. Keep going, and thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thanks for coming again.
Of course.
ということで本日もサムライポッドキャストをご覧いただきありがとうございました。
ありがと
う。Any Japanese word you want to say?
おっぱい。
ということでまた次の動画でお会いしたいと思います。See you next time. Bye bye.
All right.